Hey, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of Fan Culture. I am naturally Elise, and that is my brother.
JR.
And we are the R&B representatives. And today we are so happy to bring back one of our favorite people in the whole wide world, a young, beautiful music mind, and just a sweet, kind person. So it's a good
Mhm,
combination. And
mhm.
that is our good brother, the young Soul Kang himself, Kemani. Hey,
What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Oh, good to be back. It's been a long time. It's been a minute.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
Oh, yeah.
yes. So before we get started down some fandom things, how about you tell folks about yourself as little or as much as you like to share?
Oh, okay. So, like Miss Elise said, my name is Kimani. I'm 24 now. I'll be 25 in a few months in July.
Oh,
Just being, just being myself and staying true to myself, and just continue to be, you know, a vessel in preserving our culture and our music. It's such a special thing to us. So, just the past few years have just been so awesome, like meeting people like you guys and just everybody in within in my community that I've created, just being a part of that and of people that nerd over music the same way I do. Like it's just been a crazy journey, a crazy like revelation of like, oh, there's people like me that really like that nerd about this stuff. Like it's not an abnormal thing. Like it's super. It's an amazing thing. Not everybody is like us. They not like us. But yeah. But
Okay.
yeah, so that's just what I do. That's what I love. Is just my it's one of my passions, one of my many passions. It's just me being me and me loving music. So yeah.
yes. Yes. And on this show, Fan Culture, we decided to do it to let people kind of nerd out about some of their favorite groups and singers and so forth. But to also just kind of take a deep dive because we don't do stand-up. We just want to dive in. Why do you like what you like? What what were the misses, Being a fan is a whole complete thing. So what group did you pick to talk about that shocked no one over here at the
So so you guys that have watched the show and the episodes that I've been on, y'all know by now who my favorite group is. The one and only, out of Detroit, Michigan, out of Hitsville, USA, the tempting Temptations. That was the group that I decided to go with.
uh, so what are three of your favorite songs? I know it's hard to narrow it down, but what three songs did you agonize to pick to answer the
Today.
question?
I'll say today. So
Right.
it's
That's
so
real.
yeah, it's so real. Like just when you think about the hits and the deep cuts, it's so hard to pick just three. But if I had to choose today, I'll just keep it simple and go with a few hits. So I love Cloud Nine, Losing You, and Ain't You Proud to Beg. That'll be my top three today.
See the way he put it, I
Today,
can't
man.
even get mad at him because he said today. Like,
That's
because it
real
definitely
though.
changed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's like asking somebody their favorite Stevie Wonder. It's just like, well, yesterday was this, but 10 minutes later was this.
Yeah.
And then today it is three totally different songs. So I get it.
That's the way it is.
Hmm.
What is the song that you heard and you were like, I am a bona fide fan.
Hmm.
Or album. Yeah.
Album. Okay. So as far I'll answer both and I'll say as far as songs, I became a fan because of the miniseries. Being me growing up around the time that it was like fresh out. Like I came out. I was born in 2000, so it came out in '98. So it was already 2 years strong by the time I came into this world, and by the time that miniseries really started becoming a part of my musical psyche. Like all the songs that were featured in the movie, from "Oh Mother of Mine" to "Papa Was a Rolling Stone," "Losing You," "Get Ready," everything that was featured in the movie is I just became a fan of it. Me not knowing that this was actually a real group, like I was just enjoying the movie, enjoying the music. But as far as an album is concerned, so fast forward to 2006, they released a cover album called Reflections. Now, granted, I didn't know it was a cover album. But because I was just at Target with my mother and I was in the CD section and I saw, oh, Temptations. Just because it had the name on it, I just grabbed that CD and mom was like, please, can I buy? And you know how little kids beg their mom to buy stuff that they want. So like that was my
Amen.
thing. That was my thing. And she finally gave it. It was like, okay, it's Temptation. I'll let you have it. So they and I still play that album to this day, like top to bottom. Like that's one of my favorite like cover albums ever. They did like "Can I Get a Witness," "How Sweet It Is to Be Loved by You," "Ain't No Mountain High Enough." I I was thinking again, me being young, I was thinking, oh, I thought these were all new songs, with the exception of "Ooh Baby Baby" because I heard it in the movie.
Hmm.
And basically, that whole album not only made me a fan of the Temps, but as I was like going down the list and really like seeing who was writing these songs and seeing who who sung the songs that they were covering, I was like, oh, not only am I becoming a fan of the Temps, I'm becoming a fan of Motown as a whole. So that was kind of like my entryway to I see you, Jen. That was so that album became my entryway, and of course most of the originals were gone by that point, but people like GC Cameron and Terry Weeks and Ron Tyson, people that were carrying on the legacy of the Temps at that time, it made me appreciative of the group dynamic as well. So yeah.
You know what made me really appreciate the Reflections 2 album, cover album, is they did a lot of Holla Doja Holla
Oh yeah.
because they never worked with them. They
Oh,
worked with
that's fair.
Eddie,
Mhm.
obviously. You know
Right,
what
right,
I'm
right.
saying? They worked with Eddie Holland, you know what I mean, on a lot, you know what I mean? But they never worked with them because obviously they had the tops. So
Right,
it was like those were the
right,
not comps, but it was like Holla Doja Holland, this was theirs, and the
right.
Temps was to Norman
Right,
and
and
Eddie
Smokey,
Holland
yeah.
and them. So it was
Hmm.
like when I heard, I was like, oh my God, that's how they would sound. You know what I'm saying? When
Yeah.
they did Can I Get a Witness? And they did I Hear a Symphony. I was like,
That was a
what?
good cover. Oh yeah.
Yes,
Good
I was
cover.
like, oh my God, they would sound like this. But like you said, it was a lot of the new ones that was keeping the legacy going. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it was like to hear them. So I love that reflection out, to be honest with
Yeah.
you, because it was like, oh, this is how they would sound with Holla Doja Holla. So when you said that, I'm like, oh shit. Again, I didn't walk away yet. But because everybody knows when Kemani comes on, he makes me walk out. So he ain't so we haven't got there yet, but I was like, God damn it, he gonna say Reflections. I was like, here we go.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh
That's my
yeah.
that's my CD.
Mm,
I still have that
yes.
CD. I still play it every chance I get.
Yes. Yes.
Hmm.
So, on the flip side of that, what song or an album that disappointed you as a fan that almost lost you?
It almost it almost lost me. Oh man. So fast forward again to 2013, right? That was kind of like when I started becoming like a heavy Tense fan as far as like listening to all the albums, because granted I wasn't born when all these albums came out, so I'm like, oh, let me go back and see what else is on these records.
Right.
So you know loving the deep cuts, loving the unreleased stuff, loving the songs. um there was something about that late 70s, 76, 77 period.
Child.
um so I if Questlove's not right about anything else, he was right about saying this: albums have peaks and valleys. And when I got around to like, especially like going over to Atlantic, the first Atlantic record specifically, Here to Tempt You, I think that was the one I felt like, because of the fact I was checking to see where they was recording that. They recorded most of the record at Sigma Sounds in Philadelphia. So I was
Mm.
thinking, okay, they got MSB on this record. I'm thinking, okay, okay, we about to we about to tap into like this Philly style, right? Just a little bit, just a little bit. It's not Gambling Health, but it's like I think Norman Harris or Alan Felder did some work on that album.
Yeah, they
But
did.
and granted, I enjoyed a few tracks of that record. Notice how I said a few. And it's just, everything else was kind of like, it wasn't like terrible, but it was just like, it was just underwhelming. just very underwhelming for where they were. And then, plus they replaced the new lead singer. They replaced Dennis with Lewis Price. It was a completely different style that Lewis had. So it just didn't feel like a signature bona fide Temptations record to me.
And that's the one for me.
Yeah.
That here to tempt you, I was just like, oh, I was just like, yeah, like I was just like you said, like I'm hyped because it's like, yep, you got that MSV's type of sounds. I'm like,
Right.
okay, it's in Sigma. We're gonna get a little bit, but they're gonna keep it the Motown flavor because
Yeah.
that's just them. They can't help it.
Right.
Then when I heard it, I was like, ugh. Kamani, to be honest with you, I had to actually go back and listen to that album again
Mm.
because once I got to Snake in the Grass, I was over it. I was like, okay, I'm done. I was like, this don't even feel very Temptation-ish to me. It just didn't feel that way. And I was just like, yeah, I'm done. So when I went back, it was like, I'm still not the biggest fan of this, but I was like, you
Yeah.
got a few, and you see how Kamani said it a couple of times, y'all. Few, like you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
like
So,
think like I love like the opening track. I think the opening track was "Think for Yourself." I love that record.
yes,
Like
yeah, me too.
That's straight MFSB type of groove, right? And
Yes.
the harmonies that they're known for, like it really shows out on that record. But like everything else is like
Mm-hmm.
it feels kind of like more stripped down in a way. So I'm like, oh, I don't know. But
Yeah,
I
because
will
I
say, yeah, I
go
will say
ahead.
they did bounce back with the Bareback album to me. I think that's as far as like the two Atlanta records that they had. I love Bareback better than Here to Tempt You.
That one got You're So Easy to Love, right?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay. Yeah. 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 It was that was their comeback because they
Yeah.
needed it. But after
Hmm.
that, oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Because that got Ever Ready Love
Ever
on
Ready
it.
Love? Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. And what was the last one? Touch Me Again.
Touch Me Again. Yeah, yeah. I see my child.
Okay.
All
All
those
right.
joints.
All
Yeah,
right.
I
Okay. Yeah.
love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
It was
love
the
that album.
comeback. It was the comeback that they
Yeah.
needed.
Oh yeah.
Lord.
Yeah.
Oh God, because I remember Kamani. Remember me? I think me and you was on Twitter talking about it. The Power album,
Hmm.
and it was me and you talking about it. I guess it was just me and you because everybody else wasn't, and we was kind of going back and forth
Yeah, yeah.
because it was like, yeah, because people don't talk about it, like nobody does.
Right.
So it
Like
was
those
like,
a
yeah,
lot of those later years, like there's a lot of great gems in those later years.
it
And I can
is.
say that about I can say that you can really say that about a lot of like legacy artists, like
Mm-hmm.
that really like were in their heavy stride, like in the 60s and 70s. But some of them 80s and 90s the songs in those catalogs from those
They
eras, like
sleep.
they sleep. Yeah, they definitely sleep. So yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's that's how I be feeling when I think about the stylistics. Like I be like, yeah, I gotta check out their latest stuff. It goes. You listen to
Oh,
y'all listen to
really?
some of them later stylistic albums?
Uh-huh. Oh, wow. Okay. I gotta tap in.
Some gems.
Yeah.
And those are with like original members, like the later
Right.
albums. Like, they had pretty much
Mm-hmm.
the same group
The same
members.
core.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Because
Well,
I do know they
I'm
connect.
starting with that, so
I
Oh,
know,
yeah.
you
yeah,
with the groups?
yeah,
Oh,
their later output, like they changed with the times good with the sound. Like they ain't try to exactly do what
uh-huh.
people doing, but they still evolved like the sounds.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah.
Mm.
Don't sleep on your legacy artists. I mean,
Please
now some of them
don't.
have put out some, but you
Yeah.
kept some sci-fi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Mhm. So what, Kalani? What's your happy song?
My happy song. Ooh, this one's really and it's it's funny because like with Motown, like even the happy songs with the happy songs with the sad lyrics, or like with lyrics that are like, I'm kind of down bad about this certain situation. But with this particular one, I just love the way it makes me feel, the multiple leads. So I'm leaning towards the psychedelic era with this one. I think I love Can't Get Next to You.
Yeah.
That's one that definitely makes me happy. That's definitely one that
Yeah.
because they just go full out. They just straight like it just sounds like they have fun recording it. Like I just that's one of my favorite like happy temp songs. Even though they're talking
Yeah.
about like I can do all these things and I got all the powers known to man, but I just I can't be in the proximity of this lady that I'm trying to love, you know? So it's yeah. But they sing it like
Everybody sing
it's
their verse so dramatic. That's why I really love this song.
well, which verse you talking about?
Huh?
Which verse you talking about?
All of them.
Oh,
I said I,
oh.
I said everybody like just sings really like dramatic and just
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
like you said, it do sound like they're having fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
bet yeah, when they recorded that, that had to been a fun day.
Yeah.
Well,
I think can I pick a second one? Is that okay?
of course.
Oh, great. So I think this one also makes me happy because they open a lot of their sets with it. Get ready. Like just like I like it's once that intro hits, like I just feel that I just want to do that choreography with them and just hit that. And then when they get to that bridge, pump, ba, ba,
Ba, ba,
ba,
ba,
ba,
ba,
ba, ba,
ba,
ba,
ba,
ba,
ba,
ba,
ba,
ba,
ba,
ba.
ba,
Oh
ba,
yeah.
ba.
That's how you know it's time. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always yeah. It's always a it's yeah, I just love it.
Oh God. Uh, I think so Kamani, you're more of the psychedelic, more of the temps.
See, that's kind of hard because
Uh,
it's really hard because you know the Smokey era and then the Norman era. It's like I think Norman more so brought out the straight out gut bucket soul that the Temps always sung with.
mm-hmm.
Um, I think if you let me take David for example. With David, before we got on, we were talking about how versatile David was as far as like you know, how he sings on Losing You is not like how he sings on, say, It's Growing or My Girl. Like he's
Right.
more like when Smokey was, you know, letting David go through a song, like he was kind of more like, okay, I love his voice, but we kind of make words. We try to make like more of a softness to it or more laid back. But there's
Mm-hmm.
moments in a song like It's Growing or My Girl, when especially when they get to the vamp of those songs, you
Mm-hmm.
feel that David Ruffin, you know, like that, just
Yeah.
that grit like on
Mm-hmm.
the verses, like he keeps it smooth and he hits the falsetto curls and whatnot.
Yeah.
But take a song like that and then fast forward to Ain't Too Proud to Beg and I'm Losing You and Wish It Would Rain. That's where you really get David Ruffin. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know, you get the full throttle of, you know, what's in here. You know, like his
Mhm.
church roots really jump out when, you know, he's working with Norman and the same thing happens with Dennis. And then yeah, like so it's a perfect balance between Smokey's world and Norman's world.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had to pick, it really depends on the day, like which mode of temps I would want to go into.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Right.
yeah, that's a really hard question for me.
To me, I think for me, I love Norman. Even when
Hmm.
it was Smokey. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Because
okay, good point, good point, good
a
point.
lot of the time, Smokey used to get the A sides. He was the producer. He was,
Right,
because during that time, Barry was like, look, whoever got the hit, that's who's going to be the main producer.
right.
Smokey was airing it out for him for real. But when you flip them things over and you get to, girl, why you want to make me blue, and them,
Mm.
and that's Norman. And
Yeah,
that is actually Eddie on lead.
yeah.
You
Oh
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And he would let Eddie get them little gospel little runs in that
Yeah,
Smokey didn't let him
right.
do. He would keep them He would keep them so straight. And that's why My
Smooth
Girl
and
is the
clean
way it
cut. Yeah.
is.
Hmm.
Because again, he's like, I know in the studio, they said when he did Ain't Too Proud to Beg, David, he was sweating.
Yeah.
He was sweating that whole session because
Hmm.
because Norman was letting that soul come out. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? And they was like, shit, what you call was up in there taking off his
Yeah, taking
motherfucking
his
clothes
glasses.
because he
He's
was like
noticing his
so
glasses was like
he
this.
was yes, like he was
Oh my
gone with it.
God.
And with Smokey was like letting him be real coy and just
Yeah,
you ain't
clean
gotta
cut.
do too much. Give me a
Yeah,
little, but not too much. You know what
right.
I mean? So for me, I just love Norman just period. You know what I mean? So that's why I
Yeah.
wanted to ask you. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because I'm like, yes, there is definitely the balance of it all, but it was like them Norman cuts, like, oh my goodness, like,
And you know, yeah,
oh,
and you notice, and you mentioned Eddie, like you notice how like with Smokey, and I always thought this like with Smokey being a falsetto first tenor singer,
Hmm.
you see how like most of those early Smokey cuts, he has Eddie, especially like starting from the way you do things you do onwards, like most of those cuts, you got Eddie singing lead because
Yep.
I think Smokey when he's writing these songs, he's thinking about or he's thinking about either him singing it or Eddie singing it.
Yep.
I think that's
Yep.
the approach that he was going with. Like you
Hmm.
think of a song like you got to earn it. I'll be in trouble. Like all those joints that he
You
wrote
better
for
talk
Eddie.
about the Temptations. Go on,
Yeah,
please.
that's one of my top favorite albums. Like, yeah,
Yes,
that's
me
Smoke. That's
too.
Smokey and the rest of his Miracles crew. Like, shout out to the rest of the Miracles. Like, a lot of those Smokey cuts. Like, you have some of the Miracles in them co-writing credits for sure.
Hello,
Yeah.
hello.
So shout out to
Hmm.
the Miracles as a whole writing team. Yeah. So,
Hmm.
oh, where was I even at? What was I? What was I even talking
I was
about?
just asking you about the different. Who did you like better, like as
Oh,
far as the Smoky
right.
world or the Norman world?
Got you. Yeah. So I was talking about Eddie and how Smokey was like writing in like in Eddie's, like in Eddie's voice because he can relate to him because they're similar like vocal tones.
Vocally, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
with Norman being the Rough Rider, right, and him writing for the Temps, especially when you get to like H by the Bag, losing you, you notice like there's a shift. More of those cuts are going to David.
Hmm.
Because, I guess because the different writers and producers with the different approaches, they need
Yeah.
certain voices to really make their stuff come to life. So you
And
see
then
like a lot of yeah.
and then when music was changing then too,
That too,
it was
yeah.
becoming more gritty. So
Right,
Eddie don't got that grit that David had. You know what
right,
I mean? So it was a lot, this is 67. This is
right.
Aretha's coming in. The,
Yeah, just
the,
like we
the
talked
real
about.
Aretha, not Columbia Aretha, Atlantic Aretha.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's a whole different game plan now. Now it's like, okay, now we need some grit. We need some gospel now. And
Right,
it was like David was able to do that because Norman, like, nah, I can't give these joints to Eddie. Eddie not gonna give me that. You know what
right.
I mean? And that's why he told him my doja, RIP to him. I'll get Gladys too because she's grit. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I'll take
Hmm.
her. Y'all don't want her? I'll take her. I get
Hmm.
because I know time is changing. And y'all got that girl over there at Atlantic, which is Aretha. I need somebody to have a comp with her. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And Dave
Hmm.
and what you go was like, I'm gonna get David and I'm gonna get Gladys, two of the
Yeah.
best singers at the
Hmm.
label.
Oh yeah.
Shit. Shit. Norman said, okay, got it. So yeah. Oh
Oh.
God. Yeah, I'm sorry, sis. I'm sorry. This is Kemani. He's the fan. I'm sorry. I think everybody that knows me know where this Motown is gonna be crazy. So I'm sorry.
I said my boy about to explode over here.
Yes, yo, I'm
Oh.
sorry. Go ahead, sis. You can ask the next question.
Um, so what's a song you play when you're sad, or a song that like just really makes you sad from Temptations?
Oh my Lord.
You
Okay.
can go either way with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, I gotta go to my boy Paul Williams, man.
Mm-hmm.
And there's three that just came to mind, but one that really takes me out is actually an unreleased track. It's called The Last One Out is Broken Hearted. And the lyrics on this, I think Ivy Johanna wrote that one. The
Really?
lyrics on that joint is insane. And Paul like delivered that in such a way that just makes me like, I'm like, bro, like, cause he's one of them singers that really wore his heart on his sleeve,
Yes, Lord.
like a true cancer, like just like he did for Once in My Life, just like he did for Just
Yep.
a Lovely Night. Every time he had an opportunity, the man took it, man.
Yes, he did.
Oh yeah.
That's why it's so crazy because one of my favorite Tim's record
Mm-hmm.
is I Want a Love I Can
Oh, the love I
See.
can see. Oh
And
yeah,
that's Paul on lead. Like it's
yeah.
like Paul, when Paul had it, he
Hmm.
takes it.
Oh
You
yeah,
know
he
what I'm
takes
saying?
it.
Like, don't look back and all of that. Like he's
Oh yeah, like when he
oh
really gets to pleading. Oh yeah,
yeah.
oh yeah,
Listen. Oh my
Oh, I'm
God.
reading these lyrics. Yeah, that song said.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh really?
Uh,
Yeah.
he said, "My if don't get me wrong, my story's not a bitter one, although it's truly, truly sad. What can be sadder than a man too proud, too strong to hold on to the love he needs so bad? Yeah,
Oh no. Oh Jesus.
a man
Lord.
must now sit alone and learn the things he should have known. Never will I love again. There's no love left since she's been gone, bruh." And the harmonies behind Paul on that. Oh my God.
See,
Oh
see,
yeah.
I'm happy because I didn't even know
Yeah.
about this. Like
Oh
you
yeah.
got to inform on
It's
me.
on the oh yeah, it's on the Lost and Found CD collection.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. All the
Oh,
unreleased. Yeah. Oh yeah.
oh Lord, don't tell me I'm gonna be up in here boo-hooing. Thanks, Kemani.
Man. Oh my God. It's one of the ones, man. Truly. I'm
Oh my
surprised it didn't make it to an
God.
album, man.
I gotta hear this. I have
Yeah.
to. I have to, yes.
Hmm.
Ah,
Yeah.
Right. Is there a song that any iteration of the Temps that you would have loved to hear them cover?
now we're here.
Oh, ouch, man.
I swear to God, Kamani, if you say it, I'm gonna be I swear.
Okay, okay. This was actually hard, but I just thought about it. So I'm thinking about 76 again. And there
Okay.
and there was a certain song that came out. It came out at the end of 76 and it ended up on the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack. Disco Inferno by the Tramps.
You know, wow.
The Dennis led group, yeah. Oh yeah. Because
Yeah.
every time I actually the first time I heard Disco Inferno, I heard it at a Target and I thought it was the Temps. Because like the way Jimmy Ellis sung that, like it reminded me a lot of Dennis. So I was like,
Mm-hmm.
hmm. And then I found out it was by the Tramps. I was like, oh, interesting. And that was another
I ain't even
cool
mad
instrumental
at
fill
that.
too. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But what are
I
you
want
ready?
to know.
What would have been yours, JR, for your fucking head explode off your body?
I would have wanted Paul to redo the Four Tops Acts for Lonely.
Ooh,
I
nice.
would have wanted him to, because I know he would have put
That's
that feeling in it.
yeah, that's
And
very
I would
fitting.
have been like, oh, Paul, I can't take it no more. And I would
Mhm.
have wanted to see him do it live too.
Ooh, yeah.
Paul would have ate.
That's a
So
good
I would
pick.
have loved just to hear him do that.
Oh
Ask
yeah.
for Lonely. I would have loved him to do that because the way, Levi sung it,
Ah,
Levi
yes,
was
sir.
very operatic with it. And you still got the feeling. But
Right.
Paul, just like you said, with this unreleased record, I could just imagine how Paul would have sung that. You know what
Mm,
I mean? And for what he did once in my life, Jesus Christ, like
yeah.
that's a. And at least you said that on a couple of episodes before. It was like how Gladys did for once in my life.
Hmm.
It's so sad.
It's so sad. And it kind of made me realize what the song was saying. And I was like, oh, Steve just happened to make it more upbeat
Right.
than the mood
Jada
of it. Like
Stevie. Yeah.
I was like, this song was kind of sneakily a little, not even sad, but just like, I don't know. Like it's not quite sad, but there's a melancholy to it.
Right.
Mm-hmm,
But not quite
mm-hmm.
sad. And but you don't catch that with Stevie
Right.
because of the kind of the tempo and the song
Yes,
sounds
The
kind
middle
of
of it.
bright.
Yeah. Hmm.
But
yes.
that damn Gladys come in and you be, once in my life. I mean,
Yeah.
woo, that thing
Yeah.
having me sweating around the eyes.
That one I needed so long. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. That's.
And for Paul to do that, so yeah, so that's why I want to ask for Lonely because I want to see him do that, man. Maybe he might have did. Man, they got so much that we probably still haven't heard from Motown. It's probably
That's yeah.
unreleased.
That vault is crazy. That vault is so deep.
And I hope it didn't get caught up in the fire.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
You know how many of that got caught up in the fire, but I know Norman would have, but Norman like, nah, I'm doing all the shits. So I can call that, like, you know what I'm saying? I'll make a sad record for Paul to sing. Like, fuck
Mhm.
all that. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Mhm.
so that was my pick. I swear, come on, if you would have said that, I'd been like, cut off, we're done. Show is done. He's done it again. Like, no,
No. You're more of a Tops head than I am, so it's not really like first name
yes,
to
yes,
answer that way.
that's me. I'm more of a tops head, so it's like And then they work with Holla Doja Holland. So it's a
Oh,
little biased. I ain't gonna lie. It's biased. I ain't gonna lie. It's a bias. No, when they asked, because I think it was on Twitter maybe a couple of months ago, and it was like somebody was like the temps of the top. And I was like, I'm not answering this. And then I was like, I'm not gonna answer this. Because I was like, as soon as I knew I would quote tweet it, I was like, I know Kemani gonna be like, You'd be like, no, Kamani would have liked my joint. He'd have liked it. Oh, but
mhm.
baby, he would have put Tim's up at the top. Because
Uh-huh.
yeah, so I'm such a top
And
head because I
wood.
love Levi's voice. Like Levi's,
Yeah.
uh,
And
like even David did an interview, and I'm trying to find it again. And he
uh-huh.
was like, when it came to Levi, he was like, Levi was nothing to play with.
Oh yeah, Otis said that. Yeah.
Yes, like he's nothing to play with. You know what I mean? So
He said
yeah,
there was a lot of times that when the Temps and the Tops were on the same card and we had to come up after the Tops,
yes,
Levi will almost single-handedly tear that place apart. And he was like, yeah,
head up.
it's time to baptize. It's time to baptize
Yes,
in fire. We got to bring it. Levi done tore the
right.
place up.
Yes.
Right. Yes. So this is probably my favorite question. And it's what's a deep cut that you would love for like more casual fans to discover?
Oh, yikes. There's so many. Um, wow. This is hard. This one is definitely very hard. I would say, as far as a deep cut, I think I'm gonna have to go Norman again because
Mm-hmm.
um I will say wow. Actually let me go back. Let me go back. I'm gonna go back to 69. Yeah. Message from a Black Man.
Ooh, good one.
I feel like that one
Good
talked about
one.
like the psychedelic era. Like I love
Yes.
so with the Cloud Nine record, like aside from Cloud Nine and Runaway Child, like most of the psychedelic stuff doesn't really come into full fruition
Mm-mm.
until you get to the next album, Puzzle People. Like that's
Yep.
what really started to go full throttle. And then by Psychedelic Shack, it's like Norman is just in a
They're
whole
there. They're
in a
there.
whole different universe. So
Yep.
that's from Black Man is definitely one of those ones. I'm surprised I don't see it a lot on a lot of Black Power type of playlists. I'm surprised I don't see that cut a lot. So yeah, that's one of my favorites. If I had to
Good
pick a
one.
deep cut today, if I had to pick a deep cut today.
Put that, put that,
Mhm.
Yeah.
that in mind. Yes. JR, what's a deep tip cut that you
Woo.
love for people
Okay.
to discover for
With
themselves?
me to decide what I'm trying to think because I got a couple in my head.
Well,
Um
give me one.
just another Saturday, just another lonely night.
Oh, from
On
Simpson.
yes, on
The
The
Simpson
Temptation.
Temptation.
Check that out. Like I,
Ooh.
I think that's because at least remember we talk about how in the '60s the Motown joints,
Yeah,
they were not album based at all. Like they were very single based. But the Temptations album to me, I can play from beginning to end. You
yeah.
know what I mean? And this record, I because it was produced by Smokey, but it wasn't written by Smokey. This was written by Ivy
Johanna.
Johanna and
Goddamn, I was Johanna, man.
yes, and Mickey Stevenson. They did it.
Okay.
So I want y'all to definitely check that record out. That's a deep cut that I can think about that y'all can go check out the Temptations album. Yeah, go listen to that album too, y'all. Love it.
Yes. So, what's a random fun fact that you've discovered through your studies and love for Temptations? What's just a fun thing that you found out, or a weird thing, or
Hmm.
a funny thing?
Yeah, that's interesting because for one thing, the whole thing about Patti LaBelle and the Otis Williams situation, and how Otis was like, "Oh, you got to leave the road if you're gonna marry me." I was like, "Huh? No, Otis. Come on now, come on, Otis." But other than that, I will say, um, while doing some research on Stevie Wonder, and just listening to his interviews and how he was growing up through like during like the Motown Review tours, right? Um, I kind of find it cool, like how, he said, oh, like when I was on tour, especially when I was like little Stevie Wonder, like the Temps were like my big brothers on the road. So I was like, oh, that was so cute. And I see pictures of them like hanging with little
Hmm.
Stevie, like up in the UK, I think. Yeah. So like it's especially he said Paul especially was like, kind of like the jokester along with him because Stevie's a jokester. So yeah, yeah, that's definitely one of my favorites. Random fun fact. So just came out of nowhere, just listen to interviews and stuff.
Oh,
Hmm.
I like that. That's sweet.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So this question, would it be in a group, might be a little weird, but
Yeah.
we gonna navigate this question.
Oh yes. Okay.
What two artists would make imaginary supergroup with your artist? But you can kind of approach that. You can dissect that, huh?
Mm. I think if I had to add like two more members to the classic five that are non-Temptations, I'd say, let's see, because you got Melvin holding down the bottom. Okay, I got that. I got Eddie and David. Okay, I got the 1-2 punch. I got the third option in Paul Williams. I got the anchor in Otis. If I added, say, somebody from that era that could dance, ooh, I kind of, nah, he wasn't tall enough, but if I could see James Brown as a temptation,
Okay.
I could see James Brown as a temptation. If they really wanted to go full throttle and like go all out blackity black. Um, I'll say that, and I'll also say, what's my guy's name? What's my guy's name? Ooh, Jackie Wilson. I can see Jackie Wilson as a temp.
He said.
Mhm.
I have nothing to say because that's so dope about it. Because for real, it's like Paul was the dancer of the Tips.
Mhm.
So obviously you focus it on him because Paul will eat up a
Oh yeah.
performance for real.
Mhm.
Him and Terry Ellis remind me of each other. You're focusing on them as far as choreography goes, right?
Gotcha.
And so for him to have somebody like he can battle with, and it
Mhm.
will be James, that shit will be crazy. Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
like that would be nuts. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, oh my God. And then Jackie Wilson, like,
Yeah. That was a singing. Oh. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. So, a little mystery question, a little bonus question.
Yeah. I'm excited for this one.
Yes. So, and it kind of branches off of the supergroup one a little bit. But what are producers or songwriters that you wish could have had a temp song just to hear it, just to know what it would sound like, even if it was weird? What are some producers you would have loved to
Hmm. I actually got
past
two,
and present?
past and present. Okay, I actually got two. Two duos.
Okay.
Galen Huff and Jimmy
Yeah.
Jam and Terry Lewis.
Yes, Lord.
ooh, ooh, yes.
Because I was thinking about it was a joint from the '89 album with Soul to Soul on it called All I Want From You. And it sounds
Mhm.
like a low budget babyface LA Reid Jimmy Jam type of Janet type of jam. So it made me think of like, okay, if they really got like a shown up like top producer from that era, like something similar to that, I was like, yeah, I would have loved that. I would have loved that. And in Gambling Huff's case, going back to like the whole late '70s era when they were like struggling to find a hit, like I was like, I could see Gambling Huff like really like doing something with them, especially with the group that they had at that time. And that's actually, I saw an interview with Glenn Leonard, who was a Temptation during the early '80s, did the whole Silent Night thing. Uh,
Mhm.
he was talking about how I think it was like 1980, 81. Um, Gamlin Huff reached out to Otis and was like, "Okay, I want to do a reunion record with David and Eddie, but I just want the original guys. I just want the original guys." And Glenn was kind of like, I don't know. But Otis, no, I think Eddie was the one that stepped in, was like, nah, like we got to have the whole. It's got to be the current group plus us, or it's nothing. So I think just somewhere down the line, like the whole deal of that just got, you know, didn't come to
Snatch.
pass. So yeah, it
Damn.
just went to shreds. So that's kind of how that happened. So just to think it almost happened, especially with David coming back, yeah, that would have been great.
Oh my God.
Hmm.
And for them, ooh, Cameron have to get them. Ooh.
Then I think about I wish they could have got they like the Whispers that got their little baby face rock steady real fast. Cause
Yeah,
they would
yeah.
have brought something like that.
Oh yeah, that would have been great.
I mean, I
Yeah.
could have heard the Gems doing that, you know.
Mhm.
That could have worked just
For sure.
fine.
Yeah.
Especially with
Yeah.
Ollie Woodson during that era. Oh yeah, I can hear that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, they'd ate it. He'd have ate
Well,
that.
I guess they had they treated like later if during that
True,
time.
true, true.
Right.
That
Right.
is true.
As far as get back in the radio, back in relevance, yeah.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm,
Yeah.
yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
in
rock with that.
yes. Dang, we done. I wish I had some more questions.
This was so
Um,
fun. I knew it
I had a
would
great
be. I
time,
knew it.
as
I knew
always.
it. I knew it would be fun. I knew it. I was so hyped for this. I was so hyped for this. And I'm like, I know Kemani gonna come with the flames. Like what?
yes, yes. So, Kamani, anything you want to share with people, or about anything you got going on, or just my church like closing remarks?
Okay, so for those that don't follow me already, so you can follow me at Kimani underscore 0718, which is my birthday, on Twitter, or X, or well, the mama named me Twitter, so I'm gonna keep it as Twitter. So
Here we go. Here we go.
so you can follow me on there. You can also follow me on Money Loves Music on IG. I'm in the process of branching over to TikTok soon. Now that TikTok is back up and running, I'm like, okay, I got a second chance at this thing. So
Yeah. Yeah. We gonna come over there too. So
oh yeah, yeah, definitely to keep the audience growing and keep all that growing. And me and my good friend Mr. Jaron Smith, we have a very special announcement coming next month, and the trailer should be dropping sometime in the middle of April. We can't wait for you guys to be a part of what we have planned for the rest of 2025. So, and JR knows.
open.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. And I'm so happy for this.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hmm. So
okay.
that's definitely something to be on the lookout for. So yeah, that was about it. That's about it.
That sounds exciting.
Yes.
Well, Kamani, you got me on cloud nine. You know, I always love to talk to you. So, yes.
Yes, always,
we,
always.
I
we,
love what you did there.
I mean,
Oh God.
like Cloud Nine is like the only like tips like album that I like run back with frequency, like as far as a whole
Oh,
album.
Gotcha.
okay. Gotcha.
Everything else is very anthology
Very
for me.
anthology. Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
definitely tap into that catalog. It's super extensive. It's long, but if you take your time with it, you'll find a lot of magic in there.
Yes, you will.
yeah, absolutely. Well, we
Mhm.
thank everyone for joining us once again and hanging with us as we figure out these new shows and things. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
get it working like a well-oiled machine. And
Yes.
appreciate y'all for always thugging it out with us and appreciate
Yeah.
it. But
Yes.
anyway, we love y'all. Like, share, subscribe. You know all that stuff. Tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell everybody else in between. But
Yes.
we will catch y'all on the next Catch That Fan Culture.
Eat things.